War is not as black and white as it seems. Hello guys, welcome back to Dylan's Lobbies, and in today's video we are doing another Clone Wars arcs review, and I am not here alone as per usual. I am here with my buddy who is right there in your face. Hello. It is none other than my buddy Seth from Star Wars Network, and we're going to be talking about Clone Wars, man.
Yeah, the very shirt that I'm wearing right now. Let's go.
Dude, I don't even have a Clone Wars shirt on.
Yeah. But
we've been trying to do this stream for like 3 days, and we keep getting interrupted.
Yeah.
Oh,
How
man.
Dare you, Dylan? How dare you?
What can I say? I have a life. What can I say? I have a life.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Well, guys, guess what? I did 3 arcs last time. So you know what? He's gonna do 3 arcs this time. I'm gonna let this guy start, and we're going to be covering the Geonosis arc this time around, which is, if I pull up my thing here, it is season 2, episode 5, landing at Point Rain, season 2, episode 6, the Weapons Factory, and season 2, episode 7, the Legacy of Terror. Nindroid, let's get into this. Take it away, buddy. Take it away.
Well, also episode 8, Brain Invaders. You forgot about that.
Yeah, episode 8, Brain Invaders. Okay. I just forgot. No, it's right there. I just forgot to mention it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start off with the Geonosis bug arc, guys. So now this is an arc which is kind of like hit or miss with most Clone Wars fans. But let's talk about what happened.
And I can understand that.
Yeah, let's talk about the first episode. So the Republic plans to attack this new Geonosis droid factory, but the Geonosians know they're coming and sets up like a surprise attack that leads them in full force ring of fire. Obi-Wan's ship gets hit and he's injured, but alive. He fights until he can't stand. Ahsoka and Anakin end up near, and so basically the whole thing is like Hiani Money then shows up. Okay. Yes, I'm reading your thing right now, Dylan. You know why? Because
go ahead.
I'm reading your notes right now because I did not write any notes. So I'm legit just reading what I did watch
good notes for this stuff.
I did watch it. I'm just reading your notes, you know?
He didn't write his notes. I actually wrote the notes.
Okay.
But so I actually wrote notes for this.
Joins in the battle as well, and the Republic joins together to take out the one last hold to stand for the day, with Anakin and Ahsoka at the lead. So there's that. Season 2, episode 6, Weapons Factory. The Republic forces plan to take out this the factory. There's a large bridge. That's the I remember that. That's the only way in and out. This episode starts out with showing how Anakin still considers his Padawan not ready for the task to command. When he interrupts her briefing. Yeah. Okay. So can I quickly just say, before we get into more of the story and read your notes, the best part of this whole Geonosis arc is the friendship between Ahsoka Tano and Barriss Offee. I love their friendship.
Yes,
I think this
arc
really submits their their back and forth, their chemistry. if you would say, character chemistry.
I
And
agree with
I
you.
feel
For
like
me, the best part of this year, for me, the best part of this arc, for me potentially, and maybe it's just because I'm more of an Anakin guy. I love Ahsoka, but Anakin's always gonna be my favorite character. I love seeing how his training compares with Barriss Offrey, because here we have Anakin. He does care for Ahsoka, but the way he teaches her is definitely not the way a Jedi should teach a student. And he basically just treats her like a kid, where she is actually a Jedi, versus Barriss Offrey and her master
yeah,
treats her like she's here for the job. So it's just I love
Luminara
Anakin.
Undi,
That's
yeah,
my
yeah,
favorite part.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, no, legit. I do agree with that. I think that is one of the best parts as well as comparing teaching wise. I think that's actually why is this arc important? It's because of that, but then also because of the Barriss stuff. Because and I feel
Yes,
like
I agree with
the
you.
Clone Wars, looking back at this, I'm like, and also looking in the future in season 5, the Wrong Jedi arc, I'm over here like, why did we not have more arcs with Barriss Offee and Ahsoka Tano to build their
Ahsoka Tano. We
friendship
should.
even more?
They should have been buddies throughout the entire war, and this is the only arc that we see that before the end. It's kind of sad.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, exactly. And then basically what happens then in like episode 7, it's called Legacy of Terror. Poglo does escape and they must capture him to get intel. So he escapes to his queen, which yeah, let me tell you what, the whole queen stuff is super weird.
That was
Can I just
great.
say this?
That
It was
that's
weird.
great.
No, I'm not saying
It's
it's bad.
alien.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's weird, bro. I'm not saying
Oh
it's
no, it
bad.
is weird, but it's all alien. That's what I like about it. It's just really
And then
it's Star Wars, but it's
yeah,
alien. It's alien Star Wars. It's just interesting
yeah,
to me.
and the queen's like babies have like mind control powers, guys. So that's pretty
That's weird.
great.
That's weird.
Yeah, I wish if I had a
That's
baby
weird.
that
That's
can
weird.
control minds. Like, come on now. Like, so basically, they're like little like worms, like the little like yellow worms that like affect the
In
brain.
fact,
Like they
they're
go in.
right. They're right. Here, where
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
They're right there.
yeah.
I chose
And
that picture for the thumbnail, dude. Look how crazy and creepy that is.
so
Ugh.
now to me,
Have that
this
over my
is the
shoulder
best
too.
episode. Episode 8, Brain Invaders. This is my favorite episode. So
Mhm.
basically, this whole episode, Dylan's notes for this one. Ahsoka and Barriss are basically trapped on a ship, on a Republic ship, where all the clone troopers are getting worms, the Geonosian worms in their system and all of that. And basically, it's like they're zombies, basically, and even Barriss becomes a zombie, and it all relies on Ahsoka to save the day at the end, which I really like. There's a lot of tension in this last episode. I thought it was also just pure Star Wars fun, which I mean, I
Yeah,
need pure
it
fun
was.
Star Wars. So come on now. So honestly, if I have to rank it, like I felt like the beginning of the Geonosian arc was boring. The first episode, like, was legit just them in like a Republic gunship, like just going down to the surface. Like that's really like I remember I spent like 10 minutes just in a Republic gunship. Okay, like I'm sorry, but like to me the
I
first
had a
episode was
blast
weak.
with it, but that's just me.
The first episode was weak. I liked 2 and up. I liked 2, 3, and 4. I think 4 was the best though because of the fun, and I like the idea of 2 Jedi on a ship and they have to try and survive. Like, and also it kind of foreshadows Order 66 in a way.
It
In a little
does. It
bit,
really
you
does
know?
with the way they control the stormtroopers and it
The
does.
clone troopers, yeah, with the brain inhibitor chips. Yeah, that's actually another
Mhm.
good question. Do you think the brain? Do you think the gene override the inhibitor chips? That's actually a
Um,
really good question.
that's actually a really good question. I don't know. I thought they deactivated the brain. So if they deactivate the entire brain, I would assume yes.
Yeah, no,
But I
that's
have no
actually true.
idea.
Hey, maybe I should make a video about that.
You should make a video about that. You should definitely make a video about that. But yeah, before we move on, one thing you didn't really talk about in episode 7, I really like the fact at that. So we have Ahsoka and Barris Offrey. They go into the they go into the bug land, I'm gonna call it, the
Yeah, I know
castle,
what you're talking about.
and they try
Yeah,
to take down the droid factory and stuff like that. And I really like that how at the end when the bombs get taken away, Barris Offrey doesn't know what to do, but it's Ahsoka that does because she thinks out of the box like Anakin does, where Barris Offrey thinks like her master. So it's another thing of
yeah,
comparison there.
yeah.
And then,
That's
of course, I really like how Anakin's not willing to let her go, whereas Barris Offrey is willing to let her go. So, and it's that whole connection that happens later on when Ahsoka fights off Barris Offrey, and Barris Offrey even asks her to kill her. And she has that moment with her master where she's like, "Should I have?" Because that's what the Jedi would have done. And Anakin straight up you followed your instincts, and I think Barris Offrey's happy that you didn't kill her. But it's like one of those things, right? It's like it's Anakin's
yeah.
teachings that really make the episode to me, this entire arc really interesting because we really get to see all of
Well,
that.
yes. Actually, now I got a new. If Star Wars ever did a what if Ahsoka killed Barriss Offee in the Brain Invaders episode? Because let me tell you
Yeah,
what,
dude.
Ahsoka would stay a part of the Jedi, the whole Jedi,
She
temple and all.
would,
Like she
and
would
then the
stay
question
there
is,
because
if she
of
stays, will
Barriss.
Anakin turn? And Anakin might not turn if
Exactly.
Ahsoka stayed. Like
Exactly.
the kids would still be
So
born.
that actually would be. Oh, here comes the fan fiction, guys. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, here comes the fan fiction.
Um.
But yeah, no.
Anything
Should we
you
rank this?
anything else you want to
Or
add to this? Like, I really like Anakin choking Poggle, the Darth Vader theme playing, but there's
oh
not too
yeah,
much there.
yeah, I love that. I
Yeah.
absolutely do love that.
All right. Yeah, I think we should definitely rate this at least. And the way we rate this, guys, it's I'm just bringing it up here. I'm also letting Ninjoid finish. But the way we rate this is 1 to 3 points based on how much you enjoy it. Because if you don't enjoy it, what's the point? And then we got music, we got story, we got points of animation, or special effects if it's live action, the execution of the story, and then the acting of the story. For me, I'm letting Ninjoid just count the points. 2 for how much I enjoy it. I really do enjoy the story. I don't straight up love it, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it quite a lot. And then, of course, music. How can you not give this full points, in my opinion? Which I see what Nindroid gave it, and I'm like, how can you not give it full points? But it's okay. The story, I like the story. I don't love it. It's not like the greatest arc in Star Wars. Like, people think this is like one of the best arcs in Star Wars. It's not. It's a really solid arc, though. And so I would give it 2. And then full points for animation, the execution of the story, and everything else. So for me, it is 100% 8 points. It's an 8.
Okay. Did I do my math correctly, Dylan?
Okay. Yeah, let me pull up my calculator. I'm going to Google. I'm going Google calculator. I'm not even counting this up. I'm literally just using Google calculator. I'm waiting
Maybe
for
I'll
it to
just
load.
look it up.
2.
Yeah, it's a 7.
2 plus
Okay.
0.5. Yeah, it's gonna be a 7. 1.5.
Okay. So I gave
plus
a
1.
2 for how I enjoyed it. Okay, because I thought it was fun. Like I think the last like half really like helped me because the first episode was just to me generic boring. I'm sorry. 0.5 for the story. I mean, no, 0.5 for the score. The score just was okay. Like, to me, it was just normal Clone Wars music, basically, you know?
Okay. Okay.
Like, then you had a 1.5 for the story, because to me, the story really doesn't do much. Like, besides the bear stuff.
Again, I really think the story is solid.
I like it. I'm just thinking,
dude, there's a couple of funny moments, like with Anakin and the worm, and Obi-Wan's just like, "Hey, what do you think I'll pick, the nose or?" I gave it a higher point because of that.
Okay, so now you got 1 point for what's next? The execution, right?
Yep.
That's the next one. Yep, execution. I got that a whole point. Another whole point for the special effects / animation. I thought the animation was solid. And then you have 1 point for the voice acting, because one thing I think every single Clone Wars arc is going to get a whole point because the voice acting in the show is spot on. I'm sorry.
It really is incredible. It really is great.
That's at least one category that you will definitely get a 1, probably a whole point from.
Every single arc. Yeah.
So mine, I would give it a 7. Dylan, I know you said you're gonna give it an 8.
Yeah. So let's go to there we go. Let's share this screen. Share screen. This is my list, and we are going to go to this beautiful shot. This beautiful shot here. Gonna shrink that down. And it's in the category of 8. And to be honest with you, I actually like this arc better than, I'll fix it later, but I actually would put this arc over the Cad Bane one. I love the Cad Bane, but not as much as I like this one. And it's mostly due to, where is it? There we go. And then yours is a 7. I need to move Ahsoka. And then I'm guessing this is gonna be your lowest one here on the 7th bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised
He's
it's
just
not
like,
a
yeah,
6.5.
guys.
I'm surprised it's not a 6.5.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah.
All right.
You're surprised it's not 6.5. My God. Guys, are you listening to this guy? 6.5 for this arc. Oh my God. It's a good arc. Like, it's not like the best arc ever, but it is a good arc. But before we move on, we will take a comment break. Where is my first man? No. The comment break. Check out the comments. First off, we love you too. Why?
You know what's super funny? Guess who was Blake who said that? I was Blake. I went on his computer back when I slept over a few nights ago, and I wanted to comment
And
that
you
on
wrote
the stream. I wrote you saying I love you.
Okay, we love you too. Okay, man, I love you too. Moving on. Army Initiative says your channel is dead because you keep streaming. Maybe.
No.
No, actually, no, legit, like, the reason why we do our podcast is because no one really watches these streams, and I take these podcasts and I'm supposed to edit them into videos. I just haven't had time to edit these into videos because I've been so busy working on other things. But I will get a lot of these videos done by probably the end of next week, and just upload a whole bunch of them. But chill with the streams. No. You need to do at very least one stream a day. Dude,
Yeah, well,
you said look at how much you stream. You stream like once a day, brother.
Yeah, and also Dylan only streamed for a limited time. You stream like 6 hours, bro.
Yeah, and the stream I did earlier today was just me reacting to something. Like, that's not really a stream.
Yeah, that was just him reacting.
Yeah.
I barely stream anymore. Yeah. That's BS. Anyway.
What's up, Wiggins? Nice to see you, Deshaun. Bro streams too much. He has an addiction.
No, it's not.
Dude, that's really funny coming from you. Guys, shoutouts to Army Initiative. Who streams more? Me or him?
Well, actually, Dylan.
I barely stream anymore. No, you do not.
Okay. Quickly. Before I
kind of find it boring. Oh, God.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say, Dylan, that we actually have to do these streams though now because we actually took like a month off of reviewing Star Wars crap, and now
we took a month off of viewing Star Wars.
So now we have to kick our butts back in gear because we have to get done all these reviews by like February. So it's like
we have to get them done by February. So we're going to be very busy the next 2 months. We're probably doing at least 2 streams a week on this channel. Maybe 3. Because we got a lot we got to get done. Not to mention, we still got to work on this dude's channel over here. And write books, man. So...
Yeah, and we are writing books as well, so it's like we're all freaking busy right now. Also, I mean, I'm currently trying to find another job as well, so it's like I'm legit balancing a lot of crap right now. So, but
same.
It will be done.
Same.
It will be
because I gotta start working on my yard and doing what I actually need to do. And I'm gonna actually do this for New Year's. I'm trying to figure out a schedule. And I'm probably going to have a 12-hour schedule starting January 1st, where I'm probably gonna work on books for 4 hours a day, work on this channel 2 hours a day, and then work on your channel 6 hours a day. And that right now is my plan. A 12-hour schedule. That doesn't include me sleeping or trying to do the other things. I also got to work in my yard for at least 2 hours a day. So that's a
you gotta
14-hour
do
schedule that I
some
got to
stuff
figure out.
for your private time as well, Dylan. Like your own time.
I know.
Like hangout
I know.
time as well. So we
I know, and that's gonna be very difficult because right now I'm looking at a 14-hour schedule in a 24-hour day, 6 days a week.
Yeah, that is something.
It's not gonna be that easy, but oh yeah, that reminds me. I think it's gonna be Monday. It's either gonna be Monday or Tuesday. I'm just not gonna work at all.
Well, I do think, Dylan, that's okay because our streams, Jedi. So that's the thing, guys. Streams are going to be on Friday nights. All my streams are on Friday nights.
All his streams are on Friday nights. Mine's are scattered.
Yeah, all mine
Not
are
to mention,
Friday
I was
nights.
just on my buddy Zach's channel yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
And boy, that stream was too long.
But quickly talking about my channel, just real quickly, the reason why they're going to be on Friday nights is because the streams are not going to be the same every single week. You're going to get one Jedi conversation stream every other week. You have a Star Wars trivia stream where Dylan and I will be hosting a trivia show, trivia against 4 people, and we're going to see which one will beat all those people. That will be a lot of fun, I think. And then also we have our book club, that is Galactic Chat, where we read books about Star Wars. That's like every other month or whatever. And we just review novels, their canon, expanded universe, so on and so forth. So it's like, guys, you're getting like limited streams in my channel, but they're organized and they're not going to just be all over the place. That's the thing. You're going to look forward to
Unlike
those.
on my channel where you're just getting everything whenever I can do it.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know?
No, like, it's true. It's the truth.
We have order. And see, that's another thing, though. We also got to find time to read those books, Dylan, for Galactic Chat, you know? Like, when are we going to read the books?
That's true. What I'm probably going to have to do is I'm probably going to have to listen to the audiobooks while working in my yard. Which won't be the worst thing to do.
You have Audible? Do you have Audible or whatever it is called? Audible?
I don't, but my cousin actually offered to get me an Audible account for Christmas present, which I said I don't know yet because I don't have time, but I'll probably text him and be like, yeah, you know what? I'll take the audiobook. Thanks for the Christmas present, dude.
Yeah, that way then it's easy because I do have an Audible account already, so I can listen to any book that I want on there. But I just need to make sure that you can listen to the same one, and we're both taking notes on it. So yeah, guys. Oh yeah. By the way, for my stream, I'm actually gonna be taking notes.
Yeah, I took notes for all of this, and he took no notes for Clone Wars on my stream. How dare you, man? How dare you?
He's gonna kill. I'm sorry. I was way too busy with Max Rebo. All right. I was way too busy with Max Rebo.
Absolutely. That's what I was busy with. He was busy with a blue elephant.
Hey, Max Rebo's not.
Yeah. Anyway, guys. I know he's not. I just wanted to say that. Anyway, guys, uh, yeah, where's that banner? All right, we're gonna get right back into this with the next arc. If I can pull it up here. Okay, this next arc is actually my take, and it's funny because I didn't even get a chance to write all of my notes, but I actually have watched every episode, and I do know what happens. So this is the Wookie Lost arc, and this arc is basically an Ahsoka arc, and I really like this Ahsoka arc. So the way it starts out
Wait,
is Anakin and
George.
Ahsoka are on a random mission, and it actually starts out really cool. They're having a blast, and eventually, yeah,
Oh yeah, I was gonna quickly say I thought I was gonna cover the Wookiee Lost arc.
yeah,
Do you want to cover it?
sad.
What? Can you hear me? Yoo-hoo.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. You were going to cover the Wookiee loss. You know what? I didn't get to finish all my notes, but you watched the episode anyway. I'm gonna let you
Yeah.
cover the Wookiee arc.
Okay, so the Wookiee Lost arc in Clone Wars. Okay, so okay. So basically the episode is Padawan Lost, right? That's the first episode, or was it Wookiee Lost?
That's the first.
I thought it was Padawan.
No, Wookiee Lost is the arc. Wookiee Lost is the arc. The first episode is Padawan.
Wookiee Lost is the character arc. All right, so basically this episode is Ahsoka and a group of abducted younglings like find themselves trapped on the Trandoshan moon, and like they are like the Trandoshans are on like a hunt because you guys know like Tuscan, I mean not Tuscans, the Trandoshans, a hunting species. Like they legit hunt whatchamacallit, the Wookiees and all of that all the time. So honestly, like this makes perfect complete sense. So the younglings have lost all hope despite the best efforts of their spirit leader, which oh my god, what was the name of the leader? Calipha, well, I don't know. But Ahsoka like gathers them all up to defeat themselves and strike back against the Trandoshans and all of that. An effort with yeah. So honestly, like this whole episode is we see these lost younglings and all that. Which let me tell you what, I love seeing that. Like, can I straight up say that? I like seeing all this stuff. Like I like seeing the hunt, the Trandoshans, and all that. Like I really like that, honestly. Um, and them all being like, well, you know, their masters are not coming for them and all of that. Then the next episode is the Wookiee hunt, which oh boy. So Ahsoka and the youngling allies, like they struggle to evade the Trandoshan hunters and all of that. But then there's the new captive, and guess what? It's a Wookiee. Do you know which Wookiee, guys? It's this man right here. It's Chewbacca. You know, it's Chewbacca, and basically, he arrives and he wrecks some. He, I think he wrecks this one of the Trandoshans.
Yeah, he does.
And he sends out a distress signal, and help arrives in the towering form of Wookiee warriors led by Tarful, which you guys know who Tarful the Sith, and Ahsoka then, by the end of the day, returns back to the Jedi Temple and is reunited with Anakin Skywalker. Okay. I love how this whole arc, Ahsoka learns to lead. She learns how to be a leader. You know, one thing that I like
Yeah.
in this arc, but then also we get to see this again in the Padawan arc later on in season 5, if you remember, about the young Jedi Padawans with what's his name? Gunji and all of them. But I love seeing like the plans of Ahsoka is a leader and all of that. She's learning how to be a leader, how to survive with these lost, like younglings and all that. And there's these Trandoshans, and they've captured all these people and all that for the hunt, which I like that whole thing because it really does build up again. I think one thing with Clone Wars is that it's great at building stakes and all of that, and
It's
builds
true,
up
but you do
hype
realize
and
they literally stole the plot of this story from a very popular storybook called The Perfect Hunt.
wait, what is it?
I'm pretty sure it's called isn't it called The Perfect Hunt or something? And it's about this guy, a guy who captures is one like two or three guys who are humans. He's like a super hunter, and he wants to hunt humans. I've read
Honestly,
that book. I had
bro,
to read that book in high
honestly,
school,
bro,
man, and it's weird.
honestly, bro, I do not care. This was still really fun. I love seeing Ahsoka's connection with the younglings and all of that, helping them and all of that. Their
Yep.
interactions were great.
It means so much more when you realize that everyone considers Ahsoka a youngling. It's like, I'm a
Yeah,
Padawan, guys. I'm a Padawan.
yeah, no, exactly. And I mean, I love seeing Chewbacca back in this character, like in this arc. Like that, he was a complete surprise for me because it's like, hey, like I did not expect seeing Chewie in Clone Wars ever, but hey, we saw Chewbacca. That
Yeah,
was a nice.
that was just
It,
fun.
it was fun. Like it wasn't really like some people might say it was like fan service. Actually, I don't think it was fan service one bit. I think it just played with the story. So it's like, okay. Um, you know, I liked the whole fights with the Trandoshans and all that. I like the whole Trandoshan stuff. All right, like seriously, um I like the hunt stuff. Like I feel like even though you said they basically grabbed this from another thing, I do not care because guess what? I
It
like it
was good.
still. It was still good. Like you can legit grab the plot of a already previous established movie and do your own spin on it and still make it good.
Yep,
Like,
you can.
and that's
Yeah, and
what I think.
that's what they did. They did their own
Yeah,
spin on it.
like
It was a very good.
yeah, exactly. So honestly, what I have to say about this is I actually have to rank it though. That's actually another thing. Um, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give this a um 2. I'll give a whole point
All
for the
right.
score actually. Story wise, I'm actually this might surprise you. I'm actually gonna give it a 2. One
Okay, that
point,
does
one
surprise me.
point, 1 point. So that should be a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now we're complete opposites. When it comes to
Yeah,
the
yeah, because
Ocean arc,
because and
you're
it's
like an
funny
idiot.
because I do like Ahsoka. I really do like her character in this, and they do have some really great moments. I don't consider this the best arc of the series, though. I do like it, so I gave it a 2. And then the score, I actually don't think is that good in this arc. I feel like it's better in other arcs, so I gave it a half point. It's getting a 1.5 for the story because as much as I did like the story, it is an interesting story and I do like it. It's just it isn't like the best thing ever. But I did want to do this arc because it is important for Ahsoka's character. Um, and then a one for execution, the acting, everything. 7 for me and an 8 for you, which is interesting. It's
Yeah.
pretty much reverse of what our last one was.
Yeah, so I gave
The
a 2 for how much I enjoyed it, a 1 for the score, a 2 for how much I enjoyed it, or I mean story. 1 point,
yeah.
1 point for execution, visual effects slash animation, and acting. So it's
All
an 8
right.
for
So
me.
you gave this one. You gave this one an 8. And dude, that is really cool to see Ahsoka with Chewbacca. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Technically, they can actually
Okay. So
reunite in the New
yeah,
Republic time.
that's true. That's true. So which one of your 8s are you going to
What
give this to?
what's the top one? That's an 8.
Your top one, that's an 8. That's the one with Tarkin, dude.
Okay.
That's the
Actually,
arc with Tarkin.
sadly, I'm actually gonna have to say it's the lowest one because I actually like the Chuchi one more than this. I like the Cad Bane thing more than this, so it's the lowest
Same,
one.
same. But here's the funny thing about that, right? The Chuchi one, I gave a half point, remember, because the dialogue was weird. But I actually agree the Chuchi story is better than this one.
I'll be right back, Dylan.
All right, I'm just gonna save that, and then I gave this one. I gave this one a 7, so I'm gonna have to move uh, the big one over here, and then I gave this one a 7. Now, here's the question. Do I think this is over The Phantom Menace? I think it's on par with The Phantom Menace. Like, it could go either way. It could go either way. So I'm gonna put it there. Now, while Nindroid is gone, that is our list. Let me save that right now. And while Nindroid is gone, I'll go to the comments. Wow, cool new camera. Yeah, he's got a cool new camera. Still same guy. Yep, still same guy. He did not do the homework at all. No, he didn't do the homework at all, dude. I'm the one that wrote all the notes. He's supposed to write notes. He's supposed to write his own notes for this one. Just reading the cheat sheet. No, he's reading my cheat sheet. Yeah, because I'm the one who did the notes for this one. That's hilarious, actually. Alright. So the next arc that we are actually, he is who he is. Yeah, you're right about that, Jackslaw. Okay, so the next arc that we're actually going to do is not the Lux arc. No, it is the Lux arc. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So we have the Lux arc. We have Wookie Lost. Geonosis 1. Okay, the Wookie Lost 2. Lux arc 3. Umbara arc 4. What's the other arc that we're talking about? Did I not do the slave arc? I did the slave arc. Where's my notes for the slave arc? Hold on. Oh, Anakin slave arc. Here we go. Yeah.
Oh, I'm back. I'm back.
Okay. So, that's good. That's good. So the next arc that we're going to be talking about is the Anakin slave arc, brother. This is going to be a very, very fun arc to discuss. All right. So, without further ado, you ready to get into this, man?
Well,
okay.
Aren't
so
you?
The Anakin slave arc would.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. The Anakin slave arc, which is season 4, episode 11, Kidnapped, season 4, episode 12, Slaves of the Republica, season 4, episode 13, Escape from Cadavo. This arc is one of the most interesting arcs for Anakin's character, and I'll tell you why. It starts out with the Togruta, which is actually really interesting to see more of Ahsoka's people, and I really like Ahsoka's interactions with her people as well. It's just fun to see them in this arc. But basically, what happens is we learn that the Togruta are actually not in the war. They're actually a peaceful planet, similar to what happened in Mandalore. And they're a peaceful planet. They're staying out of the war. And, then the separatists come. Not just the separatists, but a bunch of slavers. Yep, the slavers come and enslave the Togruta, which, we on this channel, by the way, don't condone slavery. We do not condone slavery. It is not funny, guys. But, so this arc is just really interesting because Anakin was, of course, a slaver. And Anakin was, of course, a slave. And it just harkens down to his main character, and it brings up the pain and loss they had of his mother and all of that. And man, I just love how dark Anakin is in this arc, because he just straight up wants to, and you can tell that the very mention of them, he is ready just to slay them all. He's ready to kill them all. And he's ready to free the slaves. He doesn't want the Togruta or Ahsoka's people. I mean, think about this, man. This is the Togruta. So he's basically watching Ahsoka's people have to deal with what he dealt with as a kid. So he's probably picturing this. He's probably picturing this as, my Padawan is now a slave. That's terrible, So,
she does get enslaved. She does get enslaved.
I know, but it's part of the plan. So the plan is Anakin and Ahsoka plan to go in. He's going to act like he's captured her. Sweet talk the queen. Distract the queen, and we were going to have Obi-Wan actually go in and free all the slaves. And what I actually really like about this arc is that doesn't happen. It doesn't work. They're one step ahead Anakin and the crew, and it just builds up a really interesting story because you think, oh well, obviously Anakin's gonna win. He's going to get distract the Queen, and Obi-Wan's gonna free the slaves. Being banned, they're gonna be ready for home by dinner time. Like it's not that big of a deal, right? No, that's not what happens at all. Obi-Wan gets captured, and then Anakin, trying to save him, actually ends up revealing the fact that yeah, he's a Jedi, and they actually check this out. They actually capture him with these electric. I call them lightsaber whips. They're not really. They're just electric whips, but they actually capture him and electrocute him, and Anakin is sitting there tied up like an actual slave. The imagery is just terrifying to see.
Can I quickly say?
Go ahead.
Can I quickly say something? Now, this is just a one-off thing. You know what? No, I'll keep it in for one of my videos. I'll say that.
Okay.
All right. Continue.
But yeah, eventually, I just like the fact that it doesn't work, that their plan doesn't work at first, and then we have Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I actually really like this even more because as much as I do not like the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, I actually did notice that there was a moment within the Obi-Wan Kenobi show that was very much like what happens within this episode. Within these episodes, Obi-Wan wants to help everyone, but he knows, and they even show him, if he tries to help, then everyone else loses. Because there's this one guy. There's this one guy who is down on his luck, being electrocuted, and Obi-Wan's like, "It was my fault. Why are you electrocuting him?" The reason why is because these guys aren't stupid. They're dangerous. They know that the way you get to a Jedi is not by attacking the Jedi. You attack his friends. You know, and.
Speaking of which, of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, just to quickly interrupt, Dylan.
Yeah,
guess what I got for? Guess what I bought for Christmas yesterday, and I didn't even get to show you.
What? The Lego Obi-Wan Kenobi set? I have it.
Nope, not whatsoever, my friend. Presenting.
Oh, dude, you got the Darth Vader helmet.
Yeah, I got the.
Cool, man. I got up. Mine isn't the Kenobi one. Mine is literally from Return of the Jedi, I think.
Yeah, well, mine's from Kenobi, so it's practically the same helmet.
It's practically the same helmet. The difference is though, your eye sockets are tinted red. My eye sockets are tinted black.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because mine's from Return of the Jedi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just a cool detail though. Just a cool detail. Actually, that brings up a really interesting question, which I know we're getting off topic, but who cares? Do you think Darth Vader looks more terrifying with red eyes or black?
I like the red.
The red is interesting, but I like the black because it adds to the whole thing of him being an absolute expressionless mask.
I like the red. Well, it depends on the scene, I guess, is my thing.
Yes, that's true.
Because when you see the scene in Rogue One, I would say yes, red. Like during maybe an action sequence, red.
Yeah.
But when it's just Vader sitting in his chambers, I think black. Like if there's a way that we could mix the two together to make an ultimate what is
well I mean technically what actually what actually happens is Darth Vader's lenses activate or deactivate. So
Well, then I think
when
we
they
just need
activate, they're
to
red.
more.
When they deactivate, they're black.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
actually true. So I think we just need to see more of that, honestly. Because I mean, honestly, we
Yeah,
don't really
that's
see
true.
the deactivate thing. Hence, why we should be getting a Vader movie,
Yeah,
guys. Sorry. Hey,
we
guys.
should. We should. But anyway, back into this. So actually, what it happens is the next plan they try to figure out is we have have the queen kind of gain a sweetheart for Anakin, which is really interesting.
Yeah,
And I love the fact that Anakin wakes up and chokes her with the Force. He's just done with it. He wants this done with. And yeah, there's a couple of really funny moments with Ahsoka trying to push the guy off of the bridge, and then he literally activates the thing and chokes her. It's not a funny scene. It was funny when he tried to push her, but dang, they literally electrocuted Ahsoka in this. I was like, wow. That was something I wasn't expecting. That was something I actually forgot actually happened. But yeah, eventually, what happens is she still claims that even though he is quote unquote free, he is still a slave because he is a member of the Jedi Order who basically enslaved their own Jedi members, which is interesting. It's an interesting point of view of the Jedi, and it shows how the Jedi aren't completely, perfect either. I really do like that. And then he also tells her that, you know what, she's not really that free either, because she has to work for Count Dooku. And then here comes Count Dooku, and something I really like about this episode is, and it's kind of the whole thing, Count Dooku throughout the Clone Wars, there's actually not as much Count Dooku as you think there is. And when he is on screen, he is actually pretty cool and intimidating. It's just the fact that we almost knew nothing about him, that none of us cared about. Now that we know more about him, every time he shows up, I'm actually more interested in him, and I pay a little bit more attention to him. And with that, he's actually pretty intimidating during this episode.
I completely agree with you, and that is why I still love Tales of the Jedi. Guys, I did rewatch Tales of Jedi with
Yep.
my friend Blake for the first time, and I'm sorry to say, those episodes, even though I gave them an 8.5, I stand by that, because while I'm watching Clone Wars and all of that, I'm like, this is
Yeah,
still
no, they are
like
really
it
great.
improves Count Dooku, like my care for Dooku, like so much. I wish if the Tales of the Jedi episodes came out before the Clone Wars, for God's sake, like
Yeah,
so
same.
then I would
Same,
watch it
man.
and
It
feel
would have
like,
added
oh
so
my
much to
god,
his character.
yeah.
Yeah, it would have added so much to his character. But yeah, Count Dooku shows up in this, and he's pretty much intimidating with the way he treats the queen. And eventually, he and Anakin have a lightsaber duel, and I just love how Count Dooku literally overpowers Anakin pretty much here, showing that Anakin still has time to grow. He's not perfect here
I
with
love
the way
that.
he
Yep.
fights. And eventually we have Plo Koon, who gets involved with a couple of his men, and they have a really cool old scene with Anakin and the Queen at the end. As the Queen dies from being killed by Count Dooku, she tells Anakin, and you were right. I am a slave, and so are you. Because of the whole viewpoint about how Anakin is treated through the Jedi, and it's even sadder when you realize Anakin
And
um, is enslaved to Sidious later on. He's never free.
Yes. Yes. And this also adds, though, to one thing: the downfall of Anakin Skywalker and the mistrust of the Jedi Order. He
It
does
really
not trust,
does.
he is starting to not trust the Jedi. Trust me, guys, when we get into the whole bounty hunter arc with Obi-Wan next stream, that's a huge one that leads to
Yep.
Anakin
There's even a moment
Skywalker,
in this where
you know?
he's literally talking to someone on the hologram, and it's Tarkin.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Like that
So it
shows that
does
he's staying
connect.
in contact with Tarkin, which is
It
interesting.
connects to the Citadel arc. Yeah, no, that's true.
Mhm.
That's really true. Yeah.
Yeah, it just builds up Anakin's character and Anakin's fall to the dark side later on. It's really interesting.
I mean,
Because
also that one
Anakin is technically never free.
yeah, and also that one scene also just kind of shows more what Tarkin and Anakin does lean up to A New Hope when they do interact quite a bit. So yeah, no, they
Yep.
have
I do like
like
it.
I said, the Citadel arc, you showed that they have mutual respect for each other. Just
Yep.
like in A New
And
Hope, they
neutral
have
ideas.
mutual respect with
And
yes,
neutral ideas.
yeah,
They think
that's
the same.
which I like that. I
They
like
have the
that,
same
you know?
opinion on the Jedi, which is really interesting. Anakin knows that he's a Jedi, and he wishes that he wasn't in charge of the army. At the same time, it's his job, and he respects his men, so he's doing it. But he doesn't
Yes.
agree with what the Jedi does,
Yep.
which is really interesting. It's a really interesting conflict with Darth Vader, and it just builds up more to the conflict it's with inside him and why he turns to the dark side, and it even adds a little more to the conflict of him turning good later on with Luke Skywalker. It's just his whole Anakin's whole character is literally conflict. That's his whole character, which is great.
Yep.
And they keep that throughout the entire Clone Wars, which is great. It really just builds up his fall to the dark side later on. So what actually happens from here is there's also this really great scene with Rex. So Obi-Wan is fighting the guy who was trying to slave him, but he drops his weapon and is like, "Hey, Obi-Wan, you're not gonna attack someone who's unarmed." And then Rex comes in and kills him, and Obi-Wan's like, "Yeah, you know what? I can't kill you, but he can." Obi-Wan's just fine with it. He's like, "Yeah, you were a jerk anyway." So the fact that Rex comes in and kills that guy, I am grateful because he was, a slaver. He needed to be killed anyway. But it's like, dang, that was a gruesome death just by the spear, man. And the way he says, "I'm no Jedi." Oh man, just think about him saying that's to like Ahsoka or something, because he realized that being a clone, he does eventually attack the Jedi. So it just adds so much to Rex's character the way he does that, and I really like Rex, and builds up Rex's character for the Umbara arc as well. Rex quickly becomes one of your favorite characters in this arc alone. He has a great moment, and by the end of the episode, they need to save the Takarua, but the guy destroyed the controls of the ship, so they just decide to actually jump off of the platform and onto the transports to free the Takarua. And by the end of it, the Tagrua decide, you know what? As much as we do want to stay peaceful, it may be better to actually support the Republic because they saved us. But you can tell that the elderly is only doing this to protect his people, that he doesn't want to do this. I really like that. And I really like how Ahsoka, being kind of blinded by the fact that she thinks the Republic can do no wrong, says I think that's a wise decision right here because she's young. She's growing into the soldier, and all she thinks is that the separatists are villains right now, and that builds up into what happens in the Lux arc, which is the next arc to actually talk about.
Yes, and that's me. And guess what?
Yep.
I don't have notes for this, but I'm going straight off of just my own words this time.
That's fine, dude, because I took down a whole page full of notes, and man, I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to read some of what I wrote.
I'm not reading any of that. I'm going through the one. All right. So
before we do this, we're gonna rate this. We're gonna rate this arc. Yeah. Okay, so for me, I really do like this arc. This is a 2 for me. Okay, the music, complete 1. The story, 2.5. And then it just gets a 1 for every point. It is an 8.5 for me. And the reason why is because of Anakin's story. And I see how your score is, and I'm thinking, yeah, no, I agree with you completely. I give it an 8.5. I'm not changing that, but I do know why you gave this such a high score. Go ahead.
So the thing is, guys, how much I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. So 2.5. I'm sorry. This is to me one of the best characters, like one of the best arcs of Clone Wars playing period. Like when you tell me top tier Clone Wars arcs,
character.
Yes. Season 5 arcs and Siege of Mandalore is on there, but let me tell you what, this arc in Season 4, from Kidnap to the last episode, fan-freaking-tastic, if I have to say so myself. So, I gave that 2.5, and then a 2.5 for story, because I think the story is fantastic for just Anakin's character, because he was a former slave. And the fact that the slave queen, the queen of the slaves, starts to gain romantic interest in Anakin is, to me, super funny. No,
that's great.
It's so unbelievable. It's so... And yeah, you're right with the whole Dooku stuff as well. When Dooku appears, and the whole slave stuff where... and even Rex as well. Rex shooing up the guy. But also the whole thing about, well, you're a slave too. Jedi, part of the Jedi religion, the Jedi code. Also, technically, everyone is a slave. If you think about it, Count Dooku is a slave to Palpatine till he dies.
Yep.
But it's like
everyone's a slave to Palpatine.
Slave to Dooku, which Dooku is a slave to Palpatine, and also the Jedi
and later Darth Vader.
Code. Yeah, exactly. And the Jedi code, Anakin is a slave to the Jedi code, but then eventually he's also a slave to Palpatine again. Well, not again, but he is at the end. So it's like, you get my point. So I love this arc for Anakin playing period. So I would say it's a 9.
Look at this image. Just look at that image. That's a statement for Anakin's character right there. That image is a statement, man. All right, so 9. So this is gonna be real difficult for you, I think. Which one are you gonna put? Are the cadet arc, the Savage arc, or Anakin arc?
Right now, it's better than both of them.
Right now, it's better than both of them. Okay, that is your list. No, that is a fantastic arc. I am not arguing with you on that list at all.
I get that, but I'm just saying that's my personal take, bro.
Yep. For me, it's an 8.5. It is below what's his name?
Savage Opress.
Savage. Yeah. It is below the Savage Opress and the Cadet arc. I just really like how those two arcs build up the clone characters and his arc. But you realize there's a common trend here with my favorite arcs. The common trend is character, including this one.
Well, that's same with mine as well. If you look back at my list real quickly,
Yeah.
like I think mine are all character based as well for 9 through 10, right?
9 through 10. Yep, 9
9
through
through
10.
10 is all the same as well.
Yep.
Wait a second. Could you, at the end of the stream, could you put the Blue Shadow Virus arc down to 8? I've changed my mind about that.
Yeah, okay. I can remove the Blue Shadow Virus arc down to 8. We'll do that after the stream. But yeah, the next arc to actually get into, guys, is going to be a very interesting arc because we have none other than the Lex arc to talk about.
All right. So now this is my job. All right. So we have season 3, episode 10, Heroes on Both Sides. All right. So this arc is this episode is a very simple episode. It's basically...
And yet, I took 2 pages of notes on this arc.
So, basically, this episode is Padme is trying to convince the Senate that, hey, maybe we need to actually just come together with the separatists and, like, come up with a neutral, peace. Like, all right, you know what? We need to, like, just come together and find neutral ground. And, you know, like, half this, like, most of the Senate does not want that. They want more clones and more war and want to use more money and all that. And then, you know, Padme's really pushing this. So then it leads to, like, she kind of convinces some of them, but she needs more convincing. So, you know, but then Ahsoka sees this and she just doesn't understand. She's like, why are they arguing over this stuff? Like, what is this? So basically, you know, Anakin's like, well, you know, like, war's not, like... Basically what happens is Ahsoka, and they go off to this separatist planet where they meet a former friend of Padme's, which you gotta remember, guys, these friends, like, the Republic was split after Attack of the Clones. Like, a lot of the Senate left and all of that. Well, actually, before Attack of the Clones, surprisingly. And to join the Separatists and all of that. And we meet her friend, which her friend, you know, even talks, and she admires Count Dooku and all of that. And I will bring up a point which I brought up with Dylan while watching this arc. Yeah, no. So then, so basically what happens is, then Padme talks with her friend, while then Lux comes in and Ahsoka tries talking to Lux and all of that. And, you know, we really do see that both sides of war, like, there's good people. And I feel like we kind of forget that in today's... Like, I'm not trying to get over to this, but we kind of forget that with today's politicians. If that
actually, yeah, can I just slide in here for a little bit and talk about this for a fact?
Yeah.
It's so here's the thing, right? With all of this, you have to realize that Palpatine, who wins the Clone Wars? Who wins the Star Wars? Was it the Jedi? Was it the clones? Was it the Separatists? No. Who wins the war? It was Palpatine. And how did Palpatine win? Palpatine the Sith, Palpatine won by playing both sides and making both sides hate each other. Now, I straight up, I don't want to get very political at this at all. But if you look at what's happening in today's world, we are letting Palpatine basically win. Because what keeps happening in today's world is people are not willing to give someone the benefit of the doubt. We're just told to hate. We're told to hate each other, and then we end up hating each other. And it's just like, guys, you're letting Palpatine win here.
Well, yes, and
that's
Dylan,
my personal take on what's going on.
Another sad thing, though, with today's politicians and all that, and politics, is that, I mean, people legit get divorces over who you vote for anymore. Like,
yep. I have family members on both sides, and I'm independent.
Like, yeah, that's the thing. And I feel like, though, like, even if you're registered right, like Republican or Democrat or an independent, you should still always look at both sides and not at least like you can.
And neither side is right. Neither side is perfect.
No, but you can still side with a side. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you that you should at least respect,
no, you can do that. Yeah.
You should at least respect other people's opinions. And that's the biggest thing with today's
the other side. Yeah, exactly. You should respect them.
Not even just in politics, but of all culture. We stop respecting other people's opinions so much.
Dude, like, it happens in our Star Wars fandom. Just think about that. In our own fandom, it happens.
If you love this, you're a shill. If you hate this, you're this. You're a hater. Like.
Yeah, you're not a real Star Wars fan if you don't agree that Darth Vader's the best character ever. I mean, it's like, no, come on, man. Respect. Look, you can agree to disagree, and you can debate, especially when it comes to just a Star Wars movie and stuff like that. And when it comes to real world issues, like you can agree to disagree and debate and choose, and you have your own choice to vote the way you want, and you have the right to vote the way you want. No one can tell you what to do. But what I just want to get down to the point with all of this is, stop listening to all of the hates and get right down to the actual main issue. And most of the main issues, like in the Star Wars fandom, it's just the fact that you're letting hate spread.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you're
that's
not
the main issue. That's the main issue with all of this.
Either you're not trying to be positive. You just want to embrace the anger.
And you're not wanting actual change. You're not wanting actual change either.
No.
That's both in the Star Wars fandom and in real world politics. It's all the same.
Yep. So back to the Lux.
And it happens in Star. And we literally learned all about this. Hold on. We learned all about this from a kid's show. Remember that, guys. From a kid's show.
Anyway, guys. Anyway,
that's gonna be one hell of a short.
Anyway, we get back, and the thing is, like, Padme is very hopeful, and see, that's actually another thing that I do like though in this episode. So, especially with the Tales of the Jedi context, so Count Dooku in Tales of Jedi did not like the Senate whatsoever. He did not like how, the Jedi always took orders from the Senate. And now he has his own Senate. Like, it's very kind of hypocritical. But the thing is, though, guess what? He doesn't even take orders from the Senate. He just has it.
No.
That's the thing that makes it not hypocritical. Because Dooku did not like taking orders from the Senate. He's still not taking orders from even
He only-
his own Senate.
He only
And,
takes orders
you
from
know,
Palpatine. That's it.
exactly. And in this, a huge side story thing is General Grievous sends these bombing droids basically to sneak in within Coruscant and have an attack. And there hasn't been a Coruscant attack in like 1,000 years. And this is the first time all the power turns off in the Senate room when they're finally having the election of okay, we're gonna try and get neutral ground in all of this. This seems to be working, and then bam, General Grievous won. The Separatists
And what does
won.
that do? What does that do, man? It creates
More
fear.
hate.
It
Well, it
creates
creates
fear and
fear,
it creates hate.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how
Yeah.
Palpatine controls. Palpatine controls through fear and hate.
Yep, that's what a Sith controls. So yeah, no, 100%.
Yep.
So yeah, I really appreciated also the one scene when I like the chemistry so far with like Lux and Ahsoka in the
Yeah, there's a
first
couple
episode.
good moments in this.
I like the one scene where she's like, well, come on, am I that bad? Like, look at me. And then, Lux looks at her and he's like, well, I'm a separatist. Am I that bad? And I'm like, yeah, I kind of like
and
that.
You know
like,
what? I really like that because here's the thing, right? So, up to this point, Ahsoka Tano believes that the Separatists are evil, and that's all she believes. So when she sees him, she doesn't trust him or his mother at all, and she has to learn that it's not so black and white. It's not just she learns in this.
Her only love interest ever was a Separatist.
Yeah, I know,
That's
right?
Kind of funny.
But yeah, she has to learn. She has to learn that the other side is not evil. And here's the great part of it all, right? What does the Separatists want? They want peace. What does the Republic want? They want peace. At the end of the day, who wants this war to continue so they win? Palpatine. And at the end of the day, who actually does anything? Palpatine. I'm sorry, it's just the fact. Okay? But yeah, I like the fact that Ahsoka has a dogmatic 1-point view of someone, and we actually get to, because that's us, right? Ahsoka is basically us in this audience. We have one view of the Separatists. We have one view, and it's in the real world too. It happens. This whole arc is just like a huge message of what actually happens in the real world. We have one viewpoint at all. One viewpoint. One dogmatic, poor viewpoint. And we think that is the only viewpoint that is correct. But you never take into account what the other side might see. And you have to open up and actually listen to what the other side is talking about. And yeah, sometimes you have to eventually say, you know what, we're never going to agree, and you have to agree to disagree. Me and Ninjoy do this all the time. But sometimes you just have to realize that both sides want the same thing. And they almost have peace right here.
You know what
who created fear and hatred? Palpatine. Palpatine won.
Palpatine.
It happens in our fandom, and it happens in the real world. It's amazing. It's amazing how much you can learn from a kid's cartoon. I'm gonna say that again. A kid's cartoon. A kid's cartoon, guys. Cartoon.
All right. Now, getting back to this, though. So, now we'll get to the season 4 episode, A Friend in Need. So, wait, what is this episode 14? All right. So, basically, in this episode, Lux's mother is dead. now, and Lux interrupts like a huge Senate meeting of the Republic and all of that taking place on the independent system of Mandalore that we know from all the Mandalorian arcs. And basically Lux is then taken to he's like, Count Dooku killed my mother, and because of what happened in season 3 episode 10, heroes on both sides, because she was a friend of Padme. So then thus that info got let out. The super commando droids then brought him to Count Dooku within the ship, and basically
Count Dooku
he
tries to
actually
kill him.
records. Yeah, he does try to kill him, but he records everything Count Dooku is saying, which is smart. I gotta say that is smart. That he
Very
recorded
smart.
everything. Because we see characters that are not that smart in Star Wars. So I'm like, I gotta say, hey, that's actually pretty smart right there, my friend. Anyway, so then Ahsoka, though, because she worries about Lux and cares about him, and is attracted to him. You can tell, especially in this episode.
Yeah.
That she goes and rescues him, and then she's like, all right, R2, get the ship together and we're going Coruscant. And then guess what? Well, bam! Lux is like, no, 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 no. Sorry, you can't take me to Coruscant. And then Ahsoka grabs the gun. Boom. Well, why? Why? And all that. And then it's just them. And then Lux stings Ahsoka and says, I'm sorry, Ahsoka.
Yeah,
And then puts her aside and then says to R2, oh, she's a little bit sleepy right now. We're going to go to this planet. And
I love how he convinces R2 that she's just asleep, she's just exhausted.
Yeah. So then I think they went to Concordia. I'm pretty sure. I forget what planet it was, but yeah, no, it has to be Concordia, right? Because of Death Watch. But anyway, Ahsoka wakes up, realizes her lightsabers are missing, so then she goes to find Lux is outside, and Lux is then greeted by this is our grand first appearance of Bo-Katan. And guess what? They don't even say her name is Bo-Katan in this episode, but that's Bo-Katan. And yeah. So then basically what happens is Lux kind of has to lie that, oh yeah, she's my betrothed and all of that. And I'm over here like there's a scene of Bo-Katan slapping Ahsoka on the butt. And
Look, I'm sorry,
like,
this is the most adult version of Clone Wars you'll ever see is
like,
this
I'm
episode, dude.
I'm over here like, whoa, now if they put that out in today, I'm like,
Twitter would love that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Twitter would not like that at all. Like, I'm sorry. Like, but I mean, at the same point, though, Ahsoka is not like, she doesn't like it either. So I don't really think it would be that big of a problem. But anyway, we continue forward though, and we see Vizsla, and Vizsla, he basically wants to join the Death Watch, Lux, because they both hate Count Dooku. Pre-Vizsla got betrayed by Count Dooku and got the scar on his freaking eye from Count Dooku because he failed him and all of that, And Lux is like, I want to join you and all of that. And Ahsoka's then brought to these other girls that they've taken and all of that. The Death Watch has taken from a village, I'm pretty sure, right? So then
from the village that they're in.
Yeah, village, and then like the men, these like 3 men show up, and they're like, hey, we want our woman and children back. Like, we wait, our woman back, our girls and all that. So then what happens is Vizsla's like, okay, yeah, you can have him back, and Vizsla and them, they go to the village with Ahsoka and all of that, and he's like, here, take her back, and then stabs her right in the chest with the dark saber, and then he's like, burn the whole village down, and all the Death Watch with their freaking, flamethrowers and all of that, and then he's like, welcome to Death Watch, and I love
Yeah.
the freaking slogan.
Dude, that was such a great moment.
Death Watch, like I'm over here like, man, if we had Mandalorian episodes like this, these would have been fire. Like, I'm sorry, the season 2 episode, the season 2 arc with Satine and Obi-Wan was very rough and iffy, and then the other one in season 3 with what's his name, the Black Market guy, can't believe I'm forgetting his name, but you know who I'm talking about. Like, if we had episodes like this perfectly to me shows what Death Watch is. It's a terrorist organization group that believes in the old ways of Mandalore. That is, but like, they're extremists as well, which I love that. Like, that is what I want. Yeah. And also it's fun.
And we see that a lot in this arc.
Yes, exactly. Then, though, we see, and this is, to me, another great part of this episode. R2-D2 is told to fix these droids, and he legit befriends all these droids, and he riles them all up to defeat.
Dude, the joke about R2 made friends.
Yeah,
R2 made friends. No, he actually made friends.
Oh, yeah. Bro, I didn't even realize what you were saying until now. How dare you? Anyway, I love that, though.
Dude, he made friends!
Yes, I get that. Yes, I get that.
Yeah, same.
But, I love that. I also love the whole, Ahsoka, like, getting her lightsabers out and all of that, and fighting Vizsla with the dark saber. I love all that. Also, the whole thing where Ahsoka's like, I didn't miss, and explodes his jetpack instead. The whole chase with the speeders and all of that, and then Ahsoka and Lux going in, and then Lux openly says, hey, I have to go my own path. I can't go Coruscant. I'm getting away from this war practically. Like, I'm just getting away. I'll just be in the way and all of that. And just leaves Ahsoka basically, so she doesn't have to explain for his actions and all of that. Which I like that. I like that.
Yeah, no, I agree. It is such a great moment with the so everyone has a great moment in this entire arc. Everyone does, and I really end up liking Lux as a character by the end of it as well.
Yes, and wow, Dylan, bro, honestly, our score is the same. That's the I was thinking of it in my head while freaking doing the whole thing. Our score is legit the same, bro.
For this arc? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah. So, okay, how much did we like it?
2.5.
Say the number. Okay, the music.
1.
The music. Okay, the story is a 2.5, and everything else?
1.
Which, added up all together, is a 9. Yes, it is a 9 out of 10 for each of us, guys. Wow, you and I completely agree on this arc. Completely agree. All right. let's go ahead and do this arc. All right, the Ahsoka Lux arc, and I really liked this frame too because you can see how much Ahsoka doesn't trust him. This is when they first meet. You can see how much she doesn't trust him right here. And this is a 9 for you and a 9 for me. Now, is it better than the Cadet arc? I actually think it is. What about you?
Yeah.
Because it is actually better than the Cadet arc for me. We go to Nindroids. Is it better than the Slave arc though?
No, it's not better than the Slave arc, in my opinion.
So yours is right there in the middle. I'll fix that later. But basically, it's right there between the Slave arc and the Cadet arc. No, I agree. That was pretty good. I actually think it is better than the Slave arc. But I think it's because I think the story of, and just the connections to the politics and how politics really work. I really like the fact that in Star Wars, in this show, in a kid's show, guys, in a kid's show, you not only learn the truth about this stuff, but you also see how interesting it actually can be. People are always like, oh, Star Wars politics, wow, they're so boring. Guys, everyone who says that has not watched the Clone Wars. I'm sorry. Because when you watch the Clone Wars, you understand how interesting politics actually can be.
Yeah. You can say that about Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, but the Clone Wars makes the
not Clone Wars
politics more interesting. Yeah.
A lot more interesting. All right, before we go on ahead, we'll just end up taking our little where's that banner? The comment break here. Because we got a lot of good comments. Why doesn't this want to? There it goes. Okay, so first up, what's up, David? Nice to see you. Then the skill of the game is use its own. Only when you need it.
But Jack Flaw, I love you, buddy, because you still come up with the most random stuff. I love you.
Yeah,
I
know, right? So the guy that does not do his homework, he watched it. He just didn't do the script. He just didn't write his notes. But he's the perfect guy for the job. Yes. Yeah, because I did 3 of them last time. So he had to do 3 this time. Okay, faster. There is not much time left. There's tons of time left. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I will say, though, I think I did good for the Lux arc. I think my review of the Lux arc was really good, right? Did you like that?
Yeah. No, it was a great way you did the Lux arc. And I liked how you and I, in the middle of it, literally just sat down and literally went to the audience and say, hey, we slapped him in the face and said, this is the truth. Learn. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
No.
But learn politics, man. Everyone going into the next election year, I don't care which side you're on, needs to go and watch this arc and realize the lesson of this arc before you go into the next election. Because I'm telling you what, it's going to be crazy no matter what, but stop hating each other because of a different opinion. Hey, I'm a hippie. Peace, love, no war, no fights, man.
Hippie, peace, guys, peace, love.
Yes, guys. No, literally, my grandfather was an actual hippie. My grandfather was an actual hippie, and literally, because of a lot of what I learned from Star Wars and everything, and now I do lean a certain way. I'm not gonna say what I lean, but I am independent. But I see, I'm actually am someone who can actually see from both sides and decide for myself. Love, peace, not war. I am a hippie like my granddad. That is hardcore. Right back where we started. Yeah. We all have a crutch. Nope, that's true. It's about how far you can get from it when you go off script.
Wait, did you bring up the comment where he's like, Seth, I haven't seen you. I never see you anymore, Seth. He said that.
Where was that? I don't know where he said it, but he
11:51.
did say it.
11:51. He said
11. Okay, 11:50. You mean? No.
Yeah,
you gotta remember, my time
your
is different
time.
online.
Yes, I mean your time, Dylan.
So 9. So it would be 9:50. No, forget. I can't find it. But yeah.
It's right when it says, "Wow, is he going off script?" It's like scroll up from David's hi everyone. It's
Okay,
legit right
David's
there.
hi everyone. Sometimes
All
you
right.
need a guy that will go off
Keep on going
script.
up. Keep on going up. Keep on going up. Keep on going up. There we go. I get it. You never see me anymore. Okay?
He's coming back
I am.
in 2 weeks.
No, we are not lying also this time. Like, I get it. I was lying a lot about my grand return. This time though, this guy over here. Wait, am I no, I'm not pointing. This guy right here. He's gonna spank my booty if I don't do
I'm gonna jackal you, man, if you don't get to making videos
he's gonna
again.
tackle me if I don't do this. Like he legit is gonna he's my editor. He's like basically my producer as well. Like he's gonna be like, hey, you gotta do this. You gotta do this. If you don't,
seriously.
I'm gonna get.
And I'm also writing books with this guy too. Like literally, we're doing a whole lot next year. We got a lot planned next year, and we're all going to do it together.
Yeah.
So he and me are.
The grand release of Rebirth of a Smile, the novelization will be coming out next year.
As well as Reaper's Blood.
Reaper's Blood, but then also we do have quite other few books, like the Darren Raccoon Man needs to come out. We have quite a bit of books to get there.
We made our own series.
Our own,
which is going to be great.
Our own
super series. Yep, superhero universe.
Superhero universe. And we are so proud. We're going to be making people read it and give our own reviews on YouTube. So make sure you guys get ready for the book's release, because it will legit just be a video and we'll be like, here's the link. Go read our book and all of that.
Yep, also, and we plan to find a website to release this. We need to find a website to release a couple of these chapters, man.
Yes. Then for my channel, and for my channel at least, and then I'll talk on Dylan. My channel, we're doing a lot of great live streams, daily content of Star Wars. But we're going to try and keep it fresh and new for Star Wars. So we don't get fatigued and all of that. We are just going to focus on the good stuff the majority of the time. You know, the good stuff, meaning like, you get what I mean. The good Star Wars stuff. And we're going to focus on the positive, not negative. Exactly.
That's
because that's
something
what I
that this
wanted to.
community needs going on into the future. That's something this world needs going on into the future.
Yes, exactly. But with good Star Wars, I want to talk about what I think is good Star Wars. So, like, especially like the current stuff coming out of Star Wars, like, I just want to talk about the old stuff right now, me personally. So anyway, going forward though, we have that, and then Dylan's channel. After we're doing these reviews, we're going and we're reviewing Pixar, which I'm
we're
super
doing
excited
Pixar
to
next.
do Pixar. Like,
Yep,
I'm
I
super
want to do
excited.
Pixar next.
And then after that, I think we're going to be doing the original Disney classics, right? Which I have not seen some of them in forever. I did, though. Guess what I actually watched the other day?
What?
Guess which one? I watched Snow White the other day.
Oh, wow, the original Snow White.
Yeah.
The old Snow. Yeah, that's an oldie.
Yeah,
Oh, wow, that's a good movie, dude.
From like 1939. And I'm watching that. I'm like, oh my god. I miss, like, this is so beautiful.
2D animation, right? Oh, wow,
yeah,
2D animation.
It's so beautifully made and all that. Like, I can't wait till we talk about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. We will
be getting to those, yeah. So we gotta do Pixar first. That's the thing. We gotta get through Star Wars through January and February, so we can get to Pixar in March.
Yeah, we might. I don't know if that's possible, but we will try.
We're going to try.
Because we still got a lot of arcs to go through with Clone Wars. We also have my channel to do. Rebels were legit watching practically the whole show. You got to remember that as well.
And doing 4 reviews for that.
Also, wait a second. Also, we got the original movies. We got Rogue One, Solo. The sequel trilogy. Oh yeah, Mando Season 1, Mando Season 2, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, Mando Season 3.
And on top of all of that, we're writing these books.
Yep.
So, I'm working on... Yeah, naturally, we got one packed year, and we're doing all of that in 2 months. No, I'm...
And what I meant by we're gonna kill ourselves is like we're killing ourselves by overload. I meant that's
that's true. But hey, that's what we've agreed to do this year, man. And we're gonna see how close we get to that.
How when our brains will be fried? Yeah, I think within the first month. I'm sorry, January. We're gonna have our brain fried.
Yeah, right? we're gonna have a lot. Yeah, right back where we started. Yeah, we all have a crutch. And a good show. So it is far, and the path you take.
Wow.
What's he talking about?
I'm sorry,
Jack's Law. What are you talking about, bro?
You get that, Jack's Law? Wait a second. I don't know if Jack's Law subscribed to my channel. Jack's Law. I have a new channel. It's called Star Wars
Go subscribe to Star Wars Network, please, guys. He's got 10, 11.
Yeah, I have like 13 subs. I'm actually going to drop the link in the chat while we go and talk about the Umbara arc, all right?
Yeah.
So
this is the next arc to talk about, guys. We are going to be talking about the Umbara arc. Get that comment break out of here. We are discussing the Umbara arc, man. This is going to be one hell of an arc to talk about. This is legit one of my favorite arcs to talk about. And the reason why is because, and this just happens with all of Star Wars, right? People don't think that the clones really have any character. And why should they? We have Attack of the Clones, and then we have Episode 3 where they just turn against the Jedi. But then you get into Clone Wars, and you get to meet Rex, who is in the beginning just a straight up soldier doing what he can. But as the war goes on, you really get to flesh out the character of Rex, and Rex is one of the best parts and main parts of Clone Wars. You have Ahsoka Tano, which is great, but you also have Rex there, and Rex, you get to see Rex's journey throughout the Clone Wars. It's fantastic as well. Then you also have the Clone Cadets, and you have what goes on with the Brotherhood of the Clones. They really feel like brothers as well, and you have the great losses within them, like Heavy and everything. And what's great about the Clone Wars as well is this is about war. We do not have time to sit back and be sorry for every single clone's death. But after the battle, and you look back on it, and you see how many people you lost, you understand, even as a child, you understand what war does from a kid's show. And this arc especially, takes all of that and puts the focus right on the clones. That's different from every arc. Every arc until up to this point, we basically had focus on a Jedi story. But this arc was all about the clones, and this is great. This is great. So, Umbara arc, season 4, episode 7, Darkness on Umbara. I'm gonna pull this over here. So I can read it. Episode 7, Darkness on Umbara. Episode 8, The General. Episode 9, Plan of Descent. I think it was Descent, right? Plan de Deceit. No, it was Deceit. I'm just being.
Yeah, it was Deceit.
Yeah. Episode 10, The Carnage of Corel.
Yep.
Oh my god. So, this is what the story is. The Republic. The Republic
What the frick
invades.
is wrong with you?
This is who I am. The Republic invades Umbara, a strange world where the inhabitants has unique tech. Anakin fights alongside his men, and I really like how Anakin fights alongside his men, because as a true warrior, he fights in front of his clones. He fights right there on the ground in the front of battle with his clones. That is fantastic, and that makes a great comparison of how Anakin leads his clones versus how many Jedi probably lead his clones, especially when we meet Corel, who just gives orders and then stands aside in the back where he knows he's not going to get hurt. And, I mean, there is this whole thing of, well, you don't want your commanding officer on the front lines, because then that means that the commanding officer probably could be taken down very easily, and that's a huge problem. But at the same time, the fact that the commanding officer is also willing to put his life on the line could also inspire more trust on his men. And it's great to see that. It's great to see how Anakin leads the clones, and it's great to see. It's great to see how Anakin and Rex really talk to each other and figure out what's going on and really plan together. It's just fantastic. The way they talk things out, just fantastic. Okay, but eventually Anakin is called away by Palpatine and is replaced by Corel, a Jedi who has the highest rate of deaths for clones. While Rex is used to Anakin's strategies, which his strategies are very different from a normal clone, from a normal Jedi, Anakin is not your traditional strategist. I really like how he also, takes orders from Anakin very well, despite his strange strategies. He's so used to it that he comes up with his own strange strategies, and Anakin's yeah, let's do that. They're just buddies. They're just brothers in the war. It's great to see. But he's not used to this new guy's strategy. So he's used to Anakin's strategies. Of only risking the necessary men to get the job done. That's something Anakin only does. He only risks the necessary men to get the job done. Like the snakes around and use strategies to win the day. Like they sneak around and Anakin's strategies are very based on using what is only necessary, risking what is only necessary to win the day. Corell is all about frontal attacks and decides to use this. Despite Rex trying to reason with him, it's really interesting to see how on one hand you have Corell trying his best to get the men to do what they need to do. At the same time, you have Rex, who is more used to Anakin's strange strategies and more used to the way things are usually not by the book. And it's just interesting how they really clash in this first kind of episode. It's just fun to watch. It's really fun to watch. Okay, now where am I? I also like how he's not someone who leads from stage where. Yeah, I already talked about that. He also just straight up demands respect despite not deserving it. Eventually, an idea to take out the enemy using a strategy is brought up, and he shuts it down. Corell is not for it. Corell just is right there for the frontal attack. He's by the book. He's not going to take what he considers a weak strategy and a coward strategy. He's not going to do that. So it's just really interesting. Even so, Rex does the plan despite Corell telling him no, and actually gets the job done and wins. And Corell actually kind of awards him for it. He kind of gives him a little bit more respect. At the same time, Corell argues that his way is the best way, and that's the way they need to do things moving forward. And I do like how Corell argues that it won't work and it has legitimate reasons. Like he actually had legitimate reasons why Rex's plan wouldn't work, which is something really interesting, and it adds the stakes. It really does. It really makes you think, well, yeah, this is a really risky plan. Why are we doing this? Well, because as risky as it is, it only risks so many clones versus the entire battalion. So it's not as risky as you think it is because it only takes so many men to do, even though it's a really big risk. It just adds to stakes. It's really great. They take the base, yet despite this, the separatists are gaining help from a nearby support ship. He plans on taking his men, fighting head on again, but some of Rex's men come up with a strategy to use the ships instead. However, Corell won't let them. Eventually, they still tinker with the ships, causing a little issue in the hangar, and I like how Corell uses it as a legitimate reason why the ships are too dangerous. Again, just the way Corell actually uses their own failure to tell them that this is too risky, and literally legitimate. It's why his plan will work and why their plan will fail. It just adds to the whole situation that we have this. Despite this, knowing if they go through with their plan, they will most likely be court-martialed. Some of Rex's men decide to do it and disobey direct orders. And I love this because you have this whole thing. If you disobey direct orders, even if they're bad orders, right? If you disobey direct orders all the time, then clearly that creates weakness within the men, because you have to trust that your commanding officer is has the right plan,
Yes.
right?
Dylan,
But at the same time, yeah.
can I quickly say? Well, let
ahead.
me finish what you were going to say. Let me finish what you were going to say real quickly.
Oh, well, I was going to say at the same time, if you actually just do a bunch of bad plans all the time, then that's also going to create failure. So you have to not only think about how your commanding officer wants to work, but you have to have your own mind. Because if you don't have your own mind and you're just part of the mob mentality, instead you're going to end up losing the war. Again, so I really like how the clones actually are able to think for themselves. They're not droids. They think for themselves, and they think about how is the best way to get things done. It's most of the time it is to listen to the top general, but not all the time. And I like that lesson. I
was gonna say, I actually how you do Poe's character arc in The Last Jedi correctly. With him disobeying orders and committing mutiny and all of that against, his superior officer and all of that. You do realize Captain Rex does the same thing in this.
Yep.
But the thing is, we find out from Krell actually was a spy he wants to join Count Dooku's side by the end of this thing, we find out.
Actually, he doesn't want to join Count Dooku. He believes that there's another Sith, and he's right. He says in the episode that there's another Sith that's going to take over and win. He doesn't know who it is, but he plans to join him.
No, but then he says he wants to join Count Dooku. He's like, when I get out of this, I'll join Count Dooku. Did he say that? I'm pretty sure he said that. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm still right.
It's interesting, man. It's really interesting.
It is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, moving on. So then they actually use the tech, which it's really weird and interesting alien tech. And I really like this because this happens in the real world, right? The enemy has some type of interesting, better tech. Use that tech against them. And that's what they end up doing. They end up using the tech against them. And I really like the sacrifice here that one of the clones, what's his name? Hardcase. I really like Hardcase's sacrifice here. And what I'm going to do eventually is I also want to do a small video with you, man, talking about our top favorite clones, because that's going to be really difficult here. Because for me right now, Jesse is probably my absolute favorite clone, and then Rex would be my second favorite clone, and Fives would be my third. But it's really difficult.
So do you want to do that? You do realize, we could do that on your channel or my channel. Like we could do that.
Yeah, we could do that. We could probably do that on your channel, man. We could probably do that on your channel, but we really should do a video about our top favorite clones, because some of these clones have some of the best characters of
Bro, what are you talking about? We can make that a Jedi conversation episode.
We could actually. You know what? That would be a great topic for a Jedi conversation. Really would.
Yeah, we can just analyze different clone commanders and top clones, and that's our whole episode practically, is just discussing each clone, what they did, why we like them, why we don't like them,
Yep. All right. Yeah, no, it's true, man. It's true. Like there are so many good moments, and I didn't write his name down. Dang it, I should have wrote his name down. But there is this one clone that because he's a good clone. And I really like this argument here, right? He's a good clone, so he's actually following orders. He believes that Dogma, that's his name. Dogma believes that Krell has the clone's best interests at heart, even though he doesn't. And he believes that he has to follow orders. And I really like how when he finds out that his brothers are disobeying orders, he even tries to tell the boss, And Rex actually puts a stop to it because Rex knows how important the mission is. He puts the mission over being court-martialed over himself, And I really like that. In Dogma, the next episode, when those clones come back, Carell orders them to be court-martialed, put in prison, and eventually put to death. By the way, can I just say that this is a kid's show?
Yeah.
Like, my God, this is a kid's show, guys. But yeah, they are ordered to be put to death. And what happens from here is it's just so insane. They line them up, ready to kill them. And you know what? Knowing what happens to Jesse and Fives later on, this is so sad because this could have been their end right here. And I love Jesse and Fives' character and how they actually act right here is insane. And literally, Jesse gives a speech. He's like, "Guys, this isn't right," and they still shoot. They still shoot, but they didn't shoot them. The clones dropped their guns. The clones drop their guns and Rex is like, "Hey, Dogma, try to find anyone who's going to shoot these guys because none of these clones are going to do it because everyone in this battalion believes that what they did was right." I love that. I love that. Standing up for what's right within the clones, And so Carell, it's eventually revealed that he is eventually the big bad villain when he actually tells the clones that there is another attack coming and that the enemy has put on clone trooper suits to try to trick our clone troopers. No, they didn't. You literally had your men attack Obi-Wan Kenobi's men. We had clone fighting clones. We had brother fighting brothers. Literally, Krell tricked everyone into fighting each other, just like any, I know he's not a Sith, but just like Palpatine tricks everybody to fight each other, Krell tricks all the clones to fight each other, and when Rex finds it out, he goes crazy, takes off the helmet, shows that they're actually friendly fire, and dude, they lost some of their men to friendly fire, bro. That is god awful. And so,
yeah, and
so they decide that, you know what? Carell is the bad guy here. Carell needs to be court-martialed. Carell needs to be probably put down. Remember, this is a darn kids show, guys. It's a darn kids show. And they're about to kill their boss. And it's so interesting because here we have Order 66, right? And if you know anything about Order 66, the clones are basically made to believe that the Jedi betrayed them. Just like Carell did. Now, Carell actually did. But because Carell literally does this, it submits to not just the Blue Squad, our squad of clones, but submits to all clones when they hear about this story that Jedi literally tried to betray them. It submits the fact that if the Jedi ever turn evil, they will do what is necessary. And when the Order 66 happens, they are tricked into believing that all Jedi have turned on the Republic and they do what is necessary no matter what. And it adds so much to what happens with our boy Cody in episode 3.
Yeah.
Dude, I just love how this all connects. And what's crazy is we have Rex, and he, as much as he knows this is the right thing to do, he doesn't want to kill Krell, right? And Krell even mocks him, thinking he's not actually going to do it, thinking that Krell is going to run free to Count Dooku and become his top assassin. Well, you know what actually happens? And I love the fact that it wasn't Rex. It was Dogma, because if anyone deserved this kill, it was Dogma. Dogma literally stood here and was trying to do everything a good clone is supposed to do, trying to follow orders despite not agreeing with them, and believing that Krell had it had him and his brothers in mind. And knowing that is not the case, he straight up takes the shot and kills Krell. Dogma does. What a character arc he goes through. Now, of course, because of that, because he wasn't supposed to, he is also arrested. But Dogma deserved that, because Dogma's a very loyal clone.
Yep.
I love this arc. All right. Anything you want to say before we go to Rain Man?
No, because the thing is, you've said every single thing I was going to say. And I don't really have anything else to say besides I like Krell a whole lot as a villain. And I love how this arc really did submit that, hey, clones have feelings too. This and the cadet arc, are the two arcs that, to me, define what clone troopers are.
Yep. All right. With that said, how much do I like this arc? It's getting full 3 points. I love this arc. Music, you're getting full points. What about the story? Yeah, you think I'm not gonna give this full points? I'm sorry, I'm giving it full points. Then you have, just it's full points, guys. I do not look. I am someone that typically would not give full points. And I know it's weird because I actually do have a couple of things in this series that I gave full points. But I am not someone who would normally give a perfect 10 out of 10. Because everything has flaws, right? I'm telling you what. This doesn't have lightsabers. It doesn't really have Anakin. And Anakin's my favorite Star Wars character.
Mm-hmm.
But it does build a lot of the clones' characters. It makes them humanized, and you get Jesse, you get Dogma, you get a Jedi that was actually evil. Oh my god. This is, without a doubt, 10 out of 10 for me.
And
Go ahead.
I gotta quickly say, this is proof that, an idea of a show of Bad Batch could actually work.
It could have,
right?
It could have if they did it properly, which I'm sorry they did not do it properly.
No, they didn't. I'm sorry to say that. I have to admit that they didn't. So, but anyway, my rating is very similar to Dylan's, actually. So, how much I enjoyed it? It's a 2.5. Full point.
You didn't give it 4 points.
For sure, but story is a 3. There's a difference between how much I enjoyed something and the story.
It's true.
Look at the story, and the story is higher. I get why the story. To me, the story's great. I'm just saying, to me, at points in this, there was some things that were kind of predictable for me. That's why it's a 2.5.
That's understandable.
That's understandable. Great, but it's a 2.5 for me. But it's a 3 for story, 1, 1, and 1 for execution and all the other stuff. So it would have to be a 9.5 for me.
Did you guys hear that? A 9.5 for him and a 10-pointer for me, guys. That is indeed what we have for the Umbara arc, man. Absolutely.
See, and that's the thing. Dylan and I we think very similarly with our Star Wars opinions. At least most of the time we do. Sometimes.
Okay, so this is actually really interesting because I obviously have this guy up here. Obviously. I have these two up here. That was a great arc. Then I have literally Anakin learning about the future. God, that arc was insane. Where do I put this? I think you guys are going to be very surprised. It's between those two.
Okay.
I know. I thought you were going to be a little bit crazy at the fact that I actually put this above that arc, but I do.
No, I respect that. I respect that completely.
Yeah, I do. What's the name of that arc, by the way? Dang it! Why can't I remember names all the time?
Which one? The Citadel and the Mortis arc.
Mortis arc. I was looking for the Mortis arc. Yeah. The Citadel I knew, but yeah, it's between the Citadel and the Mortis arc is the Umbara arc for me. Okay, and then for you, it's a 9.5.
So
which
still
is just under
the
It's Really
Mortis
Flame.
arc.
The Mortis arc,
Yeah.
which I actually put this over the Mortis arc. So
Yeah.
again, we have very similar thoughts, but we don't completely agree on everything. That's what I like about this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. With that said, guys,
Could you quickly, though, Dylan, fix the blue virus thing?
yeah,
while you're
let's
still
go.
here?
Let's go to the blue virus if I can actually remember. Because we did that like a while ago.
It should be like right there.
There we go. I have it. So you're putting it in 8 or 7.5?
Yeah, we're gonna put it at 8. And what is the arc right by? Okay, it's better than the Chuchi one. What's that one?
Wookie Lost.
Yeah, Wookie Lost is better than this. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's actually interesting. The Chewbacca's better than. I actually respect you for that. I respect it.
I'm sorry. I think the blue virus arc kind of like I was like way too
excited about it.
Yeah, because I like the ideas behind it.
It is. It's a very fun arc. It's a very fun arc. But even I gave it, like, what did I give that arc? I gave it a 7.5. You're giving it an 8, which, no, I agree. It's an 8. I gave it a 7.5. It's a very good arc, but it's not that crazy of an arc. It's not that crazy of an arc, but
yeah,
I'm gonna save these, and those are our lists right now, guys. With that said, before we head out, let's see. No, that was just you posting your stuff in the comments. Okay, so. With that said, guys, anything you want to talk about before we head out?
No, not really. Besides, next stream we might be. Do you think we should combine a few arcs, like a lot of arcs together next stream, or what do you think we should do?
Let me go to the arcs that we have to do now. And let me take a look at what we have to do next. Because we usually try to do about 4 arcs this time. The last 2 times we did 5.
I know, I'm just saying because we're trying to get it done.
So there's the Lux arc. I need to go all the way down here. Okay, so the next one we have the Bounty Hunter arc, which we already watched. We have to watch the rest. We have the Darth Maul and Savage arc, the Saga Rare arc, and the Padawan arc, and then after that it's the R2. You want to do 8 arcs?
Wait, so you want to do all the way to Order 66 arc for next stream?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Because, bro, we're then covering probably the best arcs of the whole show right there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's true. No, it's true. Like normally we do 4. We normally do 4 an episode, but just to get it done and out of the way, we could just kind of do one big stream. It will probably be at least 6 hours long.
We only covered like 4 or 5 arcs this stream, and it's
5
2
arcs.
hours and 21 minutes. Like, this is gonna be next one's gonna be pretty long. You know that, right? Like,
yeah, like if you think about it, okay, 2.5 hours for 5 arcs. Okay, that is like about 30 minutes an arc.
bro,
That's gonna be at least a 4-hour stream.
Bro, I'm legit gonna have to start taking notes now.
You're going to have to take notes, dude. Yeah, so our next arc is going to be, our next video is going to be a 4-hour stream of us just talking about some of the best arcs in store. That is going to be one hell of a stream.
So we have the Bounty Hunter arc with Obi-Wan, the Darth Maul and Savage, the first arc with them.
Yep.
Then we have Saga arc. And then we have the Padawan. And then we have
R2 arc with Gregor.
Yep.
Darth Maul's Criminal Empire. Ahsoka the Wrong Jedi.
And then
Order 66. Dude, that's gonna be a mega stream, though. That 4-hour arc. Forget about 4 hours. That's gonna be a 6-hour arc. That's gonna be a 6-hour arc. That's gonna be a 6-hour video watch. But I'll do it. Let's see. So today is the 30th. I think we should be able to do that Saturday. Watch all these arcs by next Saturday, and we'll go live and just talk about all of them.
Yeah, honestly.
Which obviously gives me a bunch of time to edit this one, as well as all the other arcs that I haven't done yet that I need to turn into videos. Oh, boy.
But we also gotta do... So, yeah, then we do that, and then the next week... we'll wrap up Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith. We'll do, I think.
Yeah, and literally that would literally be then we would literally have about 3 more weeks in January, and we would already be talking about Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, so then we just have to worry about Rebels and the other shows. Like, that's it. Like, the movies are not a problem. You do know that,
yeah, the
right?
movies aren't a problem because we can literally do 2 movies and come in half. It's the shows that take so long.
Yeah, that's the problem, you know? So, we're going to try our best to get done our February due date. You know, I mean, March due date.
Yeah, so. I want to get this done by March. In a perfect world, this isn't gonna happen. But in a perfect world, we get done by March 3rd. March 3rd is our end date. We'll see how close we
we'll
get
get
done to that. Yeah, we'll get it done. We'll
get
see
it
how
done.
close we get.
We'll get it
As
done.
he zooms in on his ear.
Yeah, guys, check it by ear.
God, this.
guys,
Okay.
guys. Check out Max Rebo. Oh, wait, wrong thing. Oh, Jesus.
Well, now you see Max Rebo's feet. There he is. Now you see Max Rebo.
Now you
see
both
Max Rebo and yep. Now you see Max Rebo and Max Rebo.
And also,
with that said, guys, yeah. With that said, guys, thank you guys for watching Star Wars Network. Tell the people where they can find you at before I bang you over the head for wanting to do 8 arc.
Guys, I'm actually gonna do my homework next stream. I hope that
I'm gonna force this guy to take notes. That's what I'm gonna do.
Hey, no, that makes perfect sense. You know why? Because for Jedi Conversation, you have to take notes for that show. So guess what? I'll legit take notes for this if you take notes for mine. So I'm gonna have to get my butt moving and start taking notes on the rest of
start watching some crazy fun arcs. Yeah, these next arcs that we're talking about, these are some of the best of the best of the best in Clone Wars.
Yes, 100%. But anyway, guys, just check out my channel. I've already promoted enough during the whole stream, so just check it out.
And make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to this channel as well. We got a lot 100%. Planned for the future. It's New Year's in a couple of days, so Happy New Year's to all of you. And we got a lot going on for next year, and we're all super excited about it. We're going to make 2024 our year. 2024 is going to be our year. It's going to be the best year we've ever had, both on YouTube and everything else.
Yes.
All right. Where's that? There it is.